Hey guys, Julian Green here, and once again welcome to The Green Room, where we talk about movies, television, and everything in between. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit new. Right, just in case you haven't seen the thumbnail, this segment is going to be called the movie matchup, where I pretty much take two movies or multiple movies and I pretty much put them together, find their strengths, their weaknesses, and find out which movie is the better one. Now I thought so in honor of Disney's Moana coming out for this Thanksgiving weekend, as well as the Oscar season coming up as well. The winner of this year's Best Animated Feature is going to be a lot more difficult to decipher, especially with Moana sneaking in there. The movies that I chose were Zootopia, Finding Dory, and Kubo and the Two Strings. Now I'm going to be judging these based off of categories. There's going to be 5 rounds, each one consisting of different stipulations as to which one's going to win. Stories, characters, score, themes, and Academy opinion. So with all that being said, let's find it out. Story! Starting with Zootopia. Zootopia is pretty much a bunny cop comedy. It follows the bunny of Judy Hopps, who lives in Bunny Burrows, who wants to become a big city cop in the big city of Zootopia, where predators and prey are living peaceably, coexisting in their own ecosystem. However, there's this plot where all the predators start disappearing, and she must team up with a sly fox named Nick Wilde in order to crack the case. Finding Dory is the sequel to Finding Nemo, and the story is about Dory, who wants to go out, find her parents that she lost all those years ago. She winds up in the Marine Life Institute, where Sigourney Weaver is the voice for some reason, and she meets lovable characters like Hank, as well as having Nemo and Marlin tag along. Kubo and the Two Strings is the story of a young boy who has one eye and awesome skills with the guitar that brings paper maches to life. He is living with his mother when a dark force descends upon him, which sends him on a journey to find 3 magical objects to combat these dark forces. So he teams up with a monkey and a beetle man in order to do this. Now, these 3 stories are wildly different, but you know what? I'm going to eliminate one of the most simplest stories in here because it's very simple. Finding Dory is a very great movie, but it's just a simple story where it says Dory has to find her parents, but she has to do it while having the broken memory that she has. Now, although that is a great premise, it's very simple and there's not really much to delve into. Zootopia is a story that's pretty much wrapped in a bunch of social commentary. It's a buddy cop comedy with that added twist of them being animals. So you get the quirks of the animals while still having like this mystery to find out who the villain of the film is. It's engaging and it keeps you locked in through the whole thing. However, Kubo and the Two Strings has a much more cohesive story going on, most of it due to the fact that they have to build an entire world or universe around these characters. The mythos is deep, the characters are deep, they're well developed, the whole story is just really complex, but it doesn't get too complex to the point where it confuses you. So in terms of creating a whole story within this world, and pretty much if you've seen the movie, you know that this movie is about story in general. So I'm going to give this edge to Kubo and the Two Strings just strictly off of the story. Winner, Kubo and the Two Strings. Characters. Alright, Zootopia has a lot of characters in this movie. From the main characters of Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps, we also have a yak who's pretty much a naturalist, sloths in the DMV that are super slow and super hilarious. I mean, you can name so many characters and remember which scene that they're tied to. Finding Dory has returning players Dory, Marlin, and Nemo, as well as adding Hank the Octopus, who is one of the best additions to the Disney Pixar canon, as well as Destiny and Bailey, the 2 whales who are also in the Marine Life Institute. Other than that, there's really not a lot of characters that you really remember. I'm trying to think of those seals' names, but the only one that I can remember is Gerald, and that's because they said it a bunch of times. Other than that, other than like the 4 main players, you don't really remember a lot about the story or the story that they're in. Kubo and the Two Strings doesn't have a lot of characters to juggle, but it definitely uses them very well. Kubo is definitely one of the most greatest animated characters that I've ever seen in an animated film, period. He teams up with a monkey who is at the same time very stern but wise, but she can cut loose a little bit. She has great one-liners, but the king of the one-liners in this movie is definitely the beetle played by Matthew McConaughey. But hey, when you got a guy walking around saying alright, then you know you're gonna get a good character out of that. Some of the bad guys are some of the most terrifying I've seen in any movie. I'm talking like more terrifying than Coraline. Those twin sisters, no. Now this was a tough fight between the characters, but I think it ultimately came down to Zootopia and Kubo and the Two Strings. And I'm gonna give this round to Zootopia because all these characters are memorable and everyone had a time to shine within the movie. And each one was important to the story, while still you could just say like, oh, the naturalist yak, and you remember that scene where he's butt naked with a bunch of other animals. Winner, Zootopia.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
score. Now to me, score and music is like a big thing about a movie, and if I can remember the score to the movie, then it helps me in like kind of like elevating that movie to legendary status. Now Zootopia, the music choice is not really all that memorable. The only song that is really there is the song by Shakira, the Try Everything song, and they really tried to ram that down our throats with that. They tried to make that the next Let It Go, but it's not really that good. It's not something that I will plug into my car and sing on the way to work. The score to Finding Dory is fantastic. Just like Finding Nemo, its predecessor, it definitely takes certain moments of the sea and certain moments of discovery, and you can definitely twist that and turn that and reflect on it in your own life. And I sometimes listen to that in my bed when I'm in really, really deep thought, confused, or whatever. One of my favorite parts of that score is the shellfish segment. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I won't spoil it, but that's, remember, the shellfishes that led her to, yeah, wow, great score. Kubo and the Two Strings has a very solemn tone, so therefore there's a solemn score to go with it. The score definitely complements every scene that it's in, and I think that when it comes to the iconicness of every scene, you can remember the music to what that song is attached to. Then it definitely plays up those tones, and not in like a cheesy way where it's like, oh, feel this. It lets you feel that naturally. I think in its complexity, I'm gonna give this round to Kubo and the Two Strings because that score is just, oh my word. Winner, Kubo and the Two Strings. Alright, themes. Now the theme of Zootopia is very like, it's open but at the same time understated, if that makes sense. It tackles the issues of racial injustice, gender equality, things like that, but it spins them in a smart way where it's talking about animals. So it's not saying like, oh, these animals are say black, or these animals are Mexican, or whatever. It's just basically saying don't be a dick to anybody, and the way they handle that, it's very impressive. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it gets a little preachy towards the end of it, but they still do it in a way that makes me love this movie even more. Now, Finding Dory, it doesn't look like it has a theme there, but it actually is a very deep theme. Not only does it tackle the issues of mental instability, but it also tackles the issues of knowing your worth and finding things in your own way and just being yourself. I mean, to see Dory go through these changes in her life, trying to find her parents, but at the same time not being able to even remember their names, it's kind of heartbreaking to see, and I didn't think that I would be pulling this out of this movie. Kubo and the Two Strings definitely like has a thing over death. Like the main theme is death in stories, so when one person's story is done, then they eventually die, but that story lives on, and I'm just a sucker for that type of thing. I don't know if anybody else here is, but that's a very deep thing, and it's not really like a cheerful movie. Like, yes, there's some cheerful moments in it and you get it when you need it, but for the most part this movie has like the looming associations with death and how you can't escape it, but how you have to accept it and remember the people who have passed on into it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Now this is a tough one. This is, oh my god, like the themes in all of these movies are great. Okay, guys, I'm honestly having like a lot of trouble here. Like, I didn't create this like beforehand. I'm doing it all right now. If I have to pick, I'm gonna have to just go with my favorite theme in it, okay? And this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna go with Zootopia because the fact that they were able to tackle social injustices, but by using animals, that gave it the slight edge over me. Like, where's the movie fights judge when you need it? Like, I'm fighting in my head, and this is crazy. Winner, Zootopia.
Would it be premature for me to do a little victory toot toot?
All right, 1 toot toot.
Alright, so last one, Academy opinion. Now the Academy opinion is very important because no matter how good a movie might be, an Academy might snub it or an Academy might give it to somebody else strictly because of how they feel about that movie. So going into Zootopia, like, I think the Academy will very much be into a story about social injustice and a social commentary about gender equality and things of that sort. Plus, it came out at around the same time. I mean, in a year where Black Lives Matter movement and the Trump election, then this is gonna be a front runner pretty soon and pretty quick. And it's all about timing. Academy loves that timing, which is why a slave movie comes out all the time and almost wins everything. Or World War II, either way. Finding Dory, like, I feel like the Academy, and I think I've had this in the back of my mind the whole time, where the Academy will love the movie, but I think that they will find it very cute instead of seeing what it actually really is, which is a worthy follow-up to Finding Nemo, while at the same time expanding on that mythos, as well as like tackling the themes of mental instability. So So, but instead they'll just look at it as a very cute fish who goes around doing funny, quirky things. And I think that's a shame. So I think Finding Dory already loses this round. Kubo and the Two Strings is an Academy darling. Not only does it tackle mature subjects, which is what academies love, but it's just like overall, like the score, the direction, the achievement. Like Academy loves to award people for their achievements. Hence why Al Pacino won for Scent of a Woman and not The Godfather. But the achievement of just pretty much this stop motion animation film took so much time to make, and they did it and they blended it in so adeptly. They blended it in so adeptly with stop animation as well as CGI, and that's an awesome achievement. Not to mention that they've been killing it in their animation department so far, and they haven't been awarded yet. So I think this might be the year to give it to Leica Studios. This looks like a clean sweep. Kubo and the Two Strings take this round, and they take the entire match. Like I know it seems like I've been dumping on Finding Dory, but it's a great movie, but I just don't think that the Academy will award it strictly because it's a sequel and it stars a cute sidekick character. Zootopia and Kubo and the Two Strings are pretty much neck and neck, but Kubo and the Two Strings is a lot more complex. The achievement award, it's on its side. Zootopia may have the social commentary and the right time, right place, but I think when it really comes down to it, Kubo and the Two Strings got this one in the bag.
It's time to follow my own path. My name is Kubo. This is my story.
Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Have you seen any of these movies that I've been talking about? Do you think I'm right or wrong on some of these opinions? If so, drop me a line in the comment box down below and we'll talk about it. If you guys want me to match up any more movies, just let me know. Any 2, any 3. Let me know and I will do it. And if you guys want me to review that Kubo and the Two Strings, I'll be down to do it right now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. Click that subscribe button. And just remember, I'm a dude in his room talking to a camera.